Welcome everyone to my new educational video series related to FundedNext prop firm futures platform. Today I would like to share with you a comprehensive and honest review about them, especially that they have launched very recently for the futures. They've been running on CFDs, and today we're going to completely cover everything that is very important for you to make your decisions. As well, there is an extra 5% on top of all the discounts for those of you that would like to use my coupon code at the checkout. Right, so let's take it step by step. The first thing is, obviously, this is a huge company, guys. A huge company out there performing for years in the market with more than 32,000 reviews on Trustpilot. It's very rare to see something like that, especially with a great score. And one of the things that I'd like to highlight is the 24 hours guaranteed rewards. There is a policy for that. If you don't get paid in 24 hours, you actually receive an extra $1,000 if they're missing the time of 24 hours. This is very interesting, guys, and it's pretty much unheard of. Now, we're going to take it step by step. There's a few topics that I'm going to cover today, and mostly I've pointed out here, but we're also going to walk you through the website as well and have many other educational videos on the subject, particularly about everything that someone is pretty much interested about. Right, so let's talk about it. It's a one-time fee, no activation, no monthly. There are two stages, the challenge stage and then the funded stage. Once you pass the challenge, you get funded. It's a hybrid type of challenge. It's not that classic challenge with a challenge and then an activation and then a monthly fee, right? This is a little bit different, which is why they came out with an interesting product, because it's also quite similar to how does straight to funding works. It's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. You can have up to $300,000 worth of accounts, which, for example, means you can have 6 accounts of $50,000 or 3 accounts of $100,000 or a lot more of $25K. So it doesn't matter how many accounts, but it matters the dollar evaluation on that. $300,000 up to that out of both challenge and funded. For example, if you got 4 funded of 50K, which is 200 grand, you can still go with 2 more challenges up to the 300 totally, right? So out of both, you can have a total of 300,000 in funding, which is also great. Going forward, a lot of the people care about trading platforms allowed. Now, you can trade with Trade-of-8, NinjaTrader, and TradingView at the moment. These are all the available ones, and that is actually perfect, pretty much covering a lot that is needed. A bunch of the people trade on Trade-of-8 and NinjaTrader, so they're covering those. Other things that are very important before we dive into very specifically is that you can actually have your rewards in 5 days, but I'd like to explain you step by step. So let's look into the plans. What do we do when we get started? Well, assuming that we decided the best account from my perspective is pretty much the 50,000. Because it has a profit target of 2,500, which is exactly the same with a maximum loss limit, 2,500, right? So you get it 1-to-1, maximum loss with profit target. On the 100,000, you actually have a gap of $3,000 between the maximum loss you can have and the profit target. That's actually double. The discount is $50 officially given by the platform, but by utilizing my coupon code, you have an extra discount on that specific thing I'm like to share with you. So if we assume we get to the purchase page and you're going to see that this is the way it works. I'm already logged in into this account, so apply coupon code at the checkout and you say scramble in that area, you get basically a discount that is applied, and then you pretty much get a discount of 5% on each purchase, 5% additionally. Thank you guys, appreciate it. So that's where we are with a 50K, assuming you are deciding 50K is the best for you. What do you do next? Well, once you bought your account, you're going to be in the challenge phase. In the challenge phase, you have to achieve your profit target and definitely not touch your maximum loss limit. If you achieve your profit target, you get funded. So you restart with 50 grand in a funded account. You don't have to pay any activation fee once you pass your challenge, and you're ready to go in the funded. Funded means that the performance you're going to have on the funded account will allow you to request payouts, and I'll explain to you how do you get to that payout very soon. At the same time, something interesting to keep in mind is there is a daily loss limit as well, which is, as it mentioned, a soft breach. $1,200. A soft breach means that you're not going to lose the account by touching the daily loss limit. You're just going to get your positions on that day stopped out, and the account is going to be paused for that specific day. Tomorrow, the next day, you can resume trading. This is what the daily loss limit means. If you hit $1,200 in daily loss for that specific day, it's going to be stopped automatically. Tomorrow, you can continue trading. You can touch this daily loss limit as many times it's needed, or you get into that situation, not an issue. You're not losing your account because of that. You might lose your account because of the maximum loss limit touched. Now, the drawdown, something very important, is based on the end of the day value of your account. It's EOD, right? That's how the drawdown is calculated, which means today we start in 50 grand, we bring the account up to 52, we lose 1,000, we bring it down to 51, and then we make another 2,000, we have 53. That's how we close the day. Our drawdown is going to be tomorrow calculated from 53. That's where we have closed our balance. So basically, it's going to be $50,000. Why? Because it can never go above the main balance, right? So simply, your max loss will never follow you above the main balance. It will always remain on 50K or 100K or 25K, depending on the account you're buying. This is very important to know. Also, another thing, at the time you request a payout, your maximum loss will go automatically to your main balance, to your starting balance. 50K automatically will go there. From the place it is, it will move to that point. 40% consistency rule, which is quite clear that your highest profitable day cannot be worth more than 40% of your total profits that you made, right? So it has to be worth either 40 or less than 40, your highest day of the total profits you make. This has to be respected in the challenge phase as well, but also on the funded stage, right? So this has to be respected on the challenge and also funded. Consistency rule for the account. Very important. A reset fee, there is a 10% discount if you're resetting the accounts, which is very, very enjoyable. And just like I said, we buy the account, we touch the profit target, so we get funded. In order to touch the profit target, we would actually need minimum 3 trading days because of the consistency rule. So with 3 trading days, we could touch the profit target and still respect the consistency of 40%. I'm going to have a video explaining how exactly what kind of values you have to do, but you can actually divide it mathematically and see how much you have to produce for that. About $830, $840, right? Around that one is going to actually give you mathematically 2,500, and on top of that, even 40% consistency if you make that value in a day. If you want to go through 3 days, of course, to pass your challenge stage, get funded. What do you do once you're funded? Well, you have to start trading, and you have to start making benchmark days. Benchmark days are where you have to achieve a minimum profit for a type of the account. So in order to qualify for a payout, in other words, what do I have to do, for example? What's the process? How does it work for me to qualify for a payout once I'm funded? I have to respect my 40% consistency, and I have to touch 5 benchmark days. 5. They do not have to be in a row. Simply 5 benchmark days will allow me to request a payout. What does it mean, a benchmark day? It means that you have to make a minimum profit during a specific day, and that is going to be calculated and counted as a benchmark day. For the 50K account, the value you have to do is actually minimum $200, right? So for the 50K and including for 100K accounts, the benchmark day requirement is $200. So if you made $200 or more in a day, that is also going to be counted as a benchmark day. In order to qualify for a payout, you need minimum 5 days like that. For the 25K account, it's $100, but the 25K account is definitely not attractive from a lot of the standpoints. With an extra dollar right there, considering at the prices, you get, big chances basically, especially what you're actually buying is a big maximum loss limit. That's what you're buying, right? So at a price of, it's listed at 200, but actually with the coupon code, it is 189, $10 discount. You get 2,500 maximum loss limit, which is really nice at the end of the day, especially that you have no limit on the withdrawal, and this is quite intense. How do you get to that no limit? Well, just as you produce minimum 5 benchmark days and you respect your 40% consistency during that trading moment, right? During that trading cycle, the consistency on the funded is separated from the consistency of the challenge period you have been trading. So it's not mixed at all, totally separated. Let's do an exercise. Let's say that for 6 days or 7 days, like for 7 days you made a total of $1,000 a day. Let's put it that way. You made $7,000. $1,000 a day is above the minimum needed of 200 to be counted as a benchmark. You have more than 5, you have 7. So you have 7 days above $200, you're good to go. Even at 5, you would be good to go. We could actually do the math on 5. 5 days of 1,000 is 5,000. It meets all the criteria, including the 40% consistency is respected that way, so we're fine with that. What do we have to do next? And how much can we cash out? We made $5,000. Well, the amount of money you can request as a payout is 50% of the profits you made during the cycle of trading. Which means we made $5,000 during this cycle. 50% of that is $2,500. We can request $2,500. You can always request 50% of the profits you make in each trading cycle you're doing. A trading cycle means you start being funded, which means you pass the challenge. You get to the point you want to withdraw. That's a trading cycle. Funds get deducted, you get paid. What you start next is another trading cycle. From that one, 50% as well. For you to be able to request, obviously you have to make some more. For example, the minimum payout is $250, which actually requires you to make 500 because you get 50% of all the profits you do during the cycle of trading. Each segment is basically having its own cycle, right? So 50% of that. Once you have 30 benchmark days accumulated on your account that you're trading, you will be able to request 100% of your profits, right? So no longer 50, but 100% of your profits, which is very, very enjoyable. Very, very enjoyable, guys. Now, this is the way it works with a payout. Simply, drawdown is based on the end of the day balance. You need to achieve minimum 5 benchmark days, which is not that complicated. Like a benchmark day is minimum $200. That's something quite comfortable. You actually have 200 versus 1,200. 6 times. That's the daily loss limit. That's actually that would stop you. It's a good ratio right there. Of course, you can have a stop loss set anywhere else and so on, but I'm just comparing this limit numbers. Now, this is how you pretty much get paid. And then you simply request through all the available methods existent. These guys are running on a lot of the things in order for you to be able to have, the entire package of the payouts. They have more than 95,000 funded accounts, more than 35,000 of rewarded traders, paid so far more than $125 million. It's kind of obvious when you have 32,000 reviews. It's insane, guys. Another thing that everyone needs to know is basically the fact that there is an additional performance reward. It's an additional bonus, which is listed right there. A performance reward means that once you get funded for the account you're trading, you can actually earn this extra money, or extra money like that over there, or extra money like this over here. And how do you earn that? Well, you have to achieve 10% withdrawals of your account size. So for a 50K, once you've cashed out 5,000, which is 10%, you'll also get $375 extra as bonus. $900 when you make 10,000 withdrawals on 100K, and $188 when you get your basically 2,500 on 25K. So obviously this is great because actually it's actually almost double, or it's pretty much double with a discount available. It's pretty much double than you paid for the account. So that's just coming out as a bonus. This is besides the payout request here you're doing. Beautiful. What else do we have to talk about? We do have to talk about things like there is no maximum withdrawal limit, guys. If during a cycle you make $15,000, you can request $7,500. If you make 20, you can request $10,000. If you make 30, you can request 15 grand. As long as you respect 40% consistency and you do not touch your maximum loss limit, which is not going to trail from the original balance starting point, which is 50K. It is not going to trail from there. It's going to remain there. So whatever you slowly build in your account and build and build and build, you will be able to nicely perform like that. Now, another thing to consider, there are also things that you have to avoid, guys, such as the DCA, for example. When you are in a loss, you cannot DCA in your positions. It's part of the prohibited trading strategies that's listed on their website. And I'd like to share with you with that. Let me see, where's the DCA? DCA, dollar cost averaging. When you are in a loss, you cannot DCA. A losing trade, it's mentioned. But this is not referring to a profit trade. And I've actually asked that officially in their support group. I've asked that. You cannot DCA when you're in a loss, but you can add to your position when you're in profit with your position. It's fine. DCAing in a loss is totally not allowed. Then microscalping, careful with that one too. You cannot do microscalping where you hold your trades less than 20 seconds. That's totally excluded. You have to hold your trades more than 20 seconds, and you should, guys, consider 25 seconds minimum holding on your trade. You could actually go 30 if you can do it that. Right? So definitely no under 20 seconds for microscalping at all. It's not allowed. It's totally not allowed. Microscalping, DCA, usually this is what people care about a lot. DCA in profit you can do. Microscalping, I mean, if you're holding your trade for 35 seconds, you're fine for 40 seconds and so on. But you have to be simply avoiding trades that you close after 3 seconds, 7 seconds, and play like that. It's not going to work with them. Certainly not going to work with them. And there's other things here as well that we got to know about, such as the hedging, reverse negative risk reward, latency arbitrage. A lot of you are not doing these things. Great trading, bracket strategies, a lot of you are not doing these things. So excessive microscalping, they're speaking about here, 5 ticks or less than 15 to 20 seconds. So certainly above 20 seconds, you got to hold on your trades. Certainly above that. Another thing, copy trading. You can do copy trading on all your accounts on FundedNext Futures. You can do copy trading without problems. But you're also allowed to do copy trading with other prop firms as long as you are the only one trading those accounts. So there is no other person, no other entity. If you trade on a different prop firm, the same thing you want to trade on FundedNext, you are allowed as long as you are the guy trading it. Simply, you cannot apply for any trading services, outsource, or any group trading, copy trading through API, nothing. You have to trade it, and you have to be behind all your trades. Simple and straightforward, guys. So you're free to do copy trading as much as you want. Something very interesting is you can do news trading. Yes, you can do news trading. Great platforms out there to trade. Like I said, a hybrid form basically, where you don't have really the classic challenge, but also it's not the classic straight to funded. It's something in between this product. There's, besides the payouts, there is the additional performance reward that you're having on top of your payouts. Your guaranteed rewards, as they're mentioning, get reward in 24 hours, or they pay $1,000 extra. So it's extremely fast with that, and it has been confirmed already by them winning a lot of the awards in terms of the quickness and great trading experience. Their support is pretty much everywhere and continuous, which is something very interesting too. And like I said, up to $300,000 allocation in trading accounts. So that is also quite a lot. Like, you can have 6 accounts of 50K. Imagine when you have 6 accounts funded on 50K. I mean, bringing the accounts to, let's say, $3,000 profit after, and respecting the consistency, you're respecting basically minimum 5 benchmark days. You have $3,000 in profit. You go ahead and you request a payout. From 6 accounts, basically, you get $1,500 from each. That's a $9,000 payout. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. Especially that this is, very, very well adjusted, managed, and controlled. It's a lot because you can scale from there, right? So once you're funded, you don't need to touch any profit target. No, 2 things: consistency and benchmark days. Benchmark days are minimum $200 for the 50K. Consistency is 40, which is extremely comfortable. This is pretty much all about, right? So like I said, DCA in loss, no. Microscalping, minimum 20 seconds. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good thing. We're going to have a very, very detailed video presentation with other things as well that are needed to be explained. At the same time, feel free to join my Discord. This is our prop firm community where we talk about trading, and we're right here with traders. A lot of the things that we are putting together, guys. Appreciate it for watching. It has been a quite long video, but I tried to explain you the platform step by step. I'm going to have videos about the dashboard, videos about specific rules, videos about trading. I'm going to share with you a tutorial with TradeAvate as well. So let me know, guys, what do you think in the comments area? What other things you would like to see on my channel? And we take it forward from there, especially with FundedNext Futures, other prop firms that I had reviewed as well. And of course, you have the link. You have the coupon code in the description area. This is going to give you an extra 5% discount once you apply this. That's pretty much all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time. Looking forward to it. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.